Hello everyone, this is Maryann here from Revealing Light Tarot, Astrology and Spirituality. Wherever you are in the world when you're watching, a huge shout out to you. I'm sorry that this video is so late today. It's late because I had a dog emergency and had to take them over to the vet. The little French bulldog has a granuloma on his leg, and he's been licking it and he's infected it, and his whole leg was starting to blow up, and so we got him over there really quickly. He's now got a cone. We call it the cone of shame. The dogs hate it, that the collar thing that prevents them from licking, but he's okay. He's doing okay. All right, let's get started. So much has happened since last I read, and I've been following along with it, and like you, I've been astounded. The Treasury, all the department, now Elon Musk is in your NOAA, is it? The agency that monitors for natural disasters approaching. It's actually, anyway, words, I don't have any words that you haven't said already to yourself. Last night, of course, particularly distressing for me. You know how upset I was all the long year with what was happening with the innocent deaths in Gaza. Children, the suffering of the children. We heard this insane proposal from 47 to say that they would take over the Gaza Strip. You've already heard it, and they would turn it into the Riviera of the Middle East. Palestinians were shocked and confused when they heard that. Of course, they opposed that. Of course, they're not leaving. Their blood is on the soil, and he wanted to bulldoze everything. The US to take control of Palestinian land in the Middle East and turn it into a resort. Typically, world leaders were horrified. They are walking that back today. But honestly, the guardrails are not there. The guardrails are off everything. And now the Department of Justice in the US is defying federal court, saying that they don't believe they have to follow the injunction to keep Musk out or to stop any sort of payments. And so this is a grand, sweeping, overturning coup, let's say it straight, against the American government, led by the American president and his team in Congress, who are not standing up for the rule of law. Okay, now the question is, who enforces any of these court orders if they simply want to ignore them? We'll get to that in a minute. Let's get started with he's paused his tariffs on Canada and Mexico for 30 days. He's implemented a 10% tariff on China. China's answered back. The trade war has begun with a 15% tariff on American goods. All right, let's see. Good God in heaven. I'm going to say that Australia's own opposition leader, a confirmed Trumpian, despicable in my opinion, man, has heralded Trump's 47 statements on Gaza as visionary. In what world do we live in where there is so little humanity? Not to mention respect for the rule of law. Why would China not annex Taiwan? Greenland, Panama, Canada? 47 says they should be his. Why would China hold back? Why would Russia not think that invading a sovereign country it's permissible? The US government, led under 47, is doing it, so why should we stop? How foolish of the Australian opposition leader that wants to be PM to say something like that. That is against international law and the sovereignty of countries. And what domino effect would something like that lead to? This is where we are. This is where we are. A very, very, very volatile place. The question is, can we get ourselves out of it? All right, so okay, let's go straight to, we'll get to the tariffs. We've got 30 days before they will be raised again. Will Musk and his team ever be held accountable for breaching security and privacy as they have? Will Musk and his team ever be held accountable for breaching security and privacy as he has? It's a tsunami coming down the pipe in terms of what they are doing. It literally is a tsunami of quick action, but will he ever be held accountable? Something comes through. The Emperor came out sideways. One of the things we can hope for is that's control, but it's sideways. It's also the 47. And one of the things we can hope for is that he and Musk have a falling out when the going gets too hot. Okay, because that's what 47 does. Gets others to do his dirty work, and then when the shite hits the fan, he blames them. Okay, so will Musk and his team ever be held accountable for breaches of security and privacy? The Devil, God, look at these cards. It's however, it's crossed by the Ten of Wands reversed, and so that we could see a breakthrough at some point. The Five of Cups reversed. Something frees up. You're seeing mass protests all around the US. We know that people power works. We know that pushback and resistance works. These cards would seem to say that the pushback will have an impact. So keep it up. The Eight of Pentacles in the past. These were people aged between 19 and 24. Messing around in systems that have been designed by some of the country's best tech minds. Best tech minds in the government. Expert in government systems. They were still learning. That's in the past. What's in the sky? The Wheel of Fortune. So change and coming together and celebration of some sort. That means that the courts will hold up. The Emperor card is in the here and now, but what crosses it is his actions are not sustainable. They are not sustainable, thank goodness. Inevitability is in the hopes and fears, and the outcome card is the Fool. It's a very strong yes card. Planning. There's so many lawsuits at the moment. And then we get wish fulfilled, but that's in the it's in the reverse position, so somebody doesn't get their wish. So according to the outcome card, we have a yes, and we have it clarified by basically people getting their mojo back. For months and months and months, this danger was like the tsunami was coming at us. All the warning systems were there. Everybody was warned. And it was like people were, I don't know, in shock after the election. But that's no longer, are they? The Democrats are finally acting in the Congress. So what's going to happen to him? Will he be held accountable? Looks like he will. Okay, so we get the Hanged Man. Not right now. That's what worries me. But the Queen of Cups suggests, well, it's the waking up. It's the waking up. The Queens bring about stability. The whole country is waking up to this. And the Princess of Wands, you're going to keep seeing more protests. And then we get the it's just going to, the momentum is just going to increase now. And there's that will bring self-defense in itself. So it looks like they are going to be held accountable for what they're doing. Let's see if it's through the courts. Will 47 and his government, I don't know how else to describe it, 47 and his government, okay? It's not the US people, obviously not, okay? The US, I don't know how to describe 47's government, okay? The MAGA government, let's just say the US MAGA government, all right? That puts it firmly where it is. A bunch of extremists who, unfortunately, are running the US government. All right, so will they obey the court injunctions to not to interfere with payments, to stop impounding, trying to impound payments? Will they obey? They're holding people hostage inside those governments. We've no real idea what it's been like for them. Well, we do know, but I can see someone being bound and gagged almost. Will they obey? It's an abuse. Will they obey the court injunctions not to, which stops them from holding back payments? Will they obey? It's like they wanted. All right. So there's a deal being cut, and then the moon, stuff that we don't know about. This is all discussed, all decided, which was why the lag before people were acting after after the November election was so critical. The Hanged Man is coming up a lot, pausing and suspending something. The anxiety in the past, that's given way. There's no longer paralysis there. We just get partisanship, protesting. I mean, this is where we are. But we also get the Ten of Wands reversed. This is going to stick around. It's not. These conditions will be. We're looking at weeks throughout February. The King of Pentacles, the businessman, and then deceit. Oh dear, right now, they will do what they want, basically. But we have the Sun card in the hopes and fears, full illumination. And the emotion rises and justice is inverted. Illusion and delusion. I'm sorry to say that eventually the stalemate will break, but not for a little while, which means that those injunctions, they're already ignoring them. They're already ignoring them with justice inverted there. It's not going to be that way, I think, beyond the short term. They will be forced to obey the law, but they're delaying for as long as they can to run their red sword through the US government departments. What is their aim? You saw the King of Pentacles and the deceit there. What is their aim? All right. Will their actions lead to the US government, what we once knew as the US government, being compromised in any way? A CIA list, classified information was sent unclassified because it was ordered. It's bizarre. It's retribution on a grand scale. It's abuse on a grand scale. It's madness on a grand scale. So, will their actions lead to the US government being compromised? Show me clearly, please. It's a crossroads. It's a crossroads. And we get the Empress card, which is a season of time. It seems to suggest that the crossroad has already been reached. The devil came down to the crossroads and he was given a pass by some Americans, not all. There's a season of time in relation to abundance or lack of it. The Ace of Swords, the truth, clarity, the Knight of Cups, a deal being done, an offer being made, and we get betrayal. Betrayal, heartache, impatience in the near future. Queen of Cups in the here and now, the galvanizing, the mobilizing. Against what? Against him, 47, to try and wrest back some control. Families, way of life, in the hopes and fears, and we get 3 cups lost, 1 remaining. It seems like their actions will lead to something being compromised. There's a loss here, but there's 1 cup remaining, and we get prosecution coming back to the courts. Courts reining them in after some time. But we have our national security card, which upright speaks to national security. It's come out reversed. There's going to be a breach in the US government's national security as a direct result of Musk and his inexperienced team doing what they're doing. And then everything will hit the fan. Everything will hit the fan. Am I interpreting this right? Trump will blame Musk. Trump will blame whoever. So will the crap eventually hit the fan in relation to their mistakes, the mistakes that Musk and his people are making? And 47 too. Wounded in battle, mortally wounded, and the world card. This involves us all. This is going to reverberate against us all. Defending oneself. He was given the support to do that. A huge breach in national security, and the moon card, volatility. It's not a good outcome. Eventually, things get under control, but there's an incredible amount of damage done. Have they copied any social security, tax, any information from private citizens or businesses? Have these been compromised? Have these been compromised? Have they had obviously a look at it? Has any private information of citizens and businesses been compromised? These people didn't have security clearances. Has any information, private citizens, businesses been compromised? Moving out of troubled waters, and then Queen of Pentacles upended. So looks like financial information. So we have the truth coming through. Pardon me, let me just take the truth emerging. It's inevitable because of the chaos, tsunami-like approach, isolation and withdrawal, families. There's been some information that relates to your financial tax. I don't know if it's tax returns. Something's been compromised. Here we have 3 cups lost, 1 cup remaining. Tremendous amount of damage being done by someone who isn't skilled or experienced, learning as they go. We have the 5 of Pentacles reversed, the money. They were obviously let into the system. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry that these... it's almost like I don't have to say anything because you already know the tarot. There's fight back. There's division. The 10 of Swords and the Fool. So there is a eventual end to this nightmare, and a new cycle begins after that, which is based on the law. But you can see where you are and what's actually happening. But there is a new cycle, and we get the King of Swords coming through here, which is the prosecutor, the planner, And then we get victory upended underneath here. So there's a loss. And then we get, you can see the cards. You can see the justice inverted, the past. Okay, you have really got to fight to rein this in. And you will be successful. You will be successful. People power. Let's have a look at the cards. Will people power push back the courts, the states? I mean, I see a time where the states may hold back their payments because the federal government is not sending them the services that they've paid for when states send money to the federal government. Federal government is there to like Australia, a country made up of states with the federal government at the top, but the states are autonomous within themselves. So I mean, there could come a time when states are saying, well, we're not going to send money for this. There's all sorts of proposals, gutting the education system, trying to push stuff onto states that, well, why would states pay anything to the federal government if they weren't getting the services that they were supposed to be getting? All right, so will the pushback, the resistance, the courts, the states, whatever action the Dems are doing in Congress, they have no majorities, okay? They have no majorities. Will all this pushback and resistance against the interlopers be successful? Will they be successful? So we have victory inverted, and then the what is happening is, again, I feel like I don't have to explain it. It is a result of a corrupt system. Heartbreak and betrayal and loss. It's like people are feeling everything is lost. It's the oligarchs, the techno, the oligarchical system. Inevitably, though, something is inevitable. What is inevitable? People are impatient now. They're mobilising. They are planning. They are strategizing. They are quite simply organising. The atmosphere around is they can't see clearly why and what. Why this has happened, why this is happening, and what. It's like there's a lag time before, and this was calculated as well. So we have lawmakers. Don't bash on your Democratic lawmakers' door. Enough people are already doing that. For those that have Republican reps, go and bash on their doors. They need to act. And then we get the 10 of Wands reversed and the Death card. So, and the new starts. Okay, so it tells me that further down the track, let's see, that something ends and something new begins. My question was, will this resistance work? They bring something to a close. It brings something to a close. And as a result, a new cycle begins. We get offers and moving out of troubled waters. So there literally will be a time when this does finish and something new begins. What that new is, I don't know. All right, so show me what is happening here. So the sun is coming up. There's a bright illumination once the fog has cleared, the confusion has cleared, the shock has cleared. Okay, so what? Oh gosh, okay, so the protests are going to rise, the pushback is going to intensify, America will be taken to the brink, but something occurs at that time that ends this nightmare and something new begins. What is the Fool? What newness is coming? Sitting down at the table, people are talking to one another. I think the lawmakers in Congress, become so pressurized that some of those Republicans, they can't get anything done. They particularly in swing states, swing seats, they have to start dialoguing with Democrats, and Democrats will become into, particularly in the House, a better bargaining position once, as a result of this pushback. They will eventually have to follow the law. Okay, I want to get to Gaza. I want to talk about Gaza. Absolutely abhorrent. Was he serious? Because some are saying, oh, it's a negotiation tactic. It's okay to not only kick these people while they're down, but to make fun of them in a most horrendous way. Was he serious when he said they wanted to take over, US would take over the Gaza Strip and make it into condominiums by the sea? Cleanse everybody out, get rid of them? Was he serious? Strength to show I'm strong. But we have here the two of, he would never have gone through with that. We have clarity and truth. We have defending oneself in the past. And we have nurturing and a more humanitarian, stable kind of process. Debt. He doesn't want to pay for anything. He's come out today and says we won't be sending troops and we won't be paying for anything. Remember whose bombs destroyed the place? Page of Wands. In a way, it was so bizarre as to push back on when it's the bottom line was they don't want to fund anything. Page of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles upended. Page of Wands, US aid is no more. That will have consequences of its own. And we have the Eight of Pentacles. He was serious, as serious is for him. He wants them out. Okay, so this was a Netanyahu. So he was serious about getting rid of them. Getting rid of them, that's terrible way to speak about them. He was serious about relocating them, absolutely. He doesn't want to pay any money for it. He was serious about, it being a gold mine and an opportunity for, again, greedy vested interests to, whether it is taking gas or... Did you see the way the devil and his lieutenant looked? And we have no hope. He wanted to give them... Yeah, he was serious insofar as he knows it wouldn't fly, but it was calculated to take away hope, to say that the US wouldn't be funding anything, and to get what he wants. And he sees opportunities, both he and Netanyahu. So that's how evil and diabolical and horrendously immoral things have become. It isn't clever. It isn't visionary. It is evil and abhorrent. Do unto others as... There you have the sayings. Evil and abhorrent. All right, I'll leave it there. Thanks for tuning in. Bye for now.